The China the world sees. Bullet trains, skylines, pandas. That's maybe 5%. The other 95%, mountains that float in midair. Lakes so still they look like glass. Rock formations that split into two peaks. Crowned with temples hanging in clouds. Why don't these places appear in travel magazines? And what is it about this landscape that's been driving spiritual awakening for 2,000 years? Let me show you. The geography that made everything before dynasties, before cities, water-shaped everything. The Yellow River and Yangtze carved out conditions for one of history's oldest civilizations. But that same geography that gave life was brutally unforgiving. Floods, droughts, earthquakes. That tension between abundance and danger worked deep into Chinese culture. China covers 9.6 million square kilometers. The western half is mountain and desert. The east is where people live, pressed against rivers and sea. The real China, the one that exists beyond the train windows, starts where the roads get narrow and the air gets thin. The Great Wall, what it actually cost. Most people have seen photographs. Almost nobody understands the price. Construction stretched across 15 centuries under different dynasties with different tools and different tolerances for human suffering. At peak, over 1 million people worked simultaneously. Soldiers, criminals, conscripted farmers. None chose to be there. The mountain terrain is not gentle. Workers hauled stone up slopes so steep that supplies had to be passed hand to hand up the mountainside.
快点，向山
The slope we go.
Keep moving. Keep moving.
An unknown number died on site. Some accounts say remains were built directly into the wall. Whether literal truth or legend, the detail stuck. This structure didn't just protect a civilization, it consumed one. When you walk a quiet section at dawn before tour buses arrive, the scale hits differently. Stones worn smooth by centuries of footsteps. You realize this wall has been walked continuously longer than most countries have existed. Tianmen Mountain, the gate of heaven. There's a natural stone arch near Hunan province that's 60 meters tall, 57 meters wide. It punches clean through the mountain like something pushed from the other side. Getting there involves nearly 8 kilometers of cable car across landscape designed to make humans feel irrelevant. The sandstone pillars rise over 1,000 meters from the valley floor. Impossibly narrow, covered in vegetation even on vertical surfaces. Then you climb 999 stone steps cut into cliff face. The number isn't random. 9 means eternity in Chinese tradition. Whoever designed this understood exactly what they were building. When you step through that arch, nothing but open sky and mountain ranges dissolving into haze. Standing there, it's hard to argue the people who called this sacred, and a god must have made it. Mount Wutai, where silence has sound. Here's the pattern. China's most important places are intentionally difficult to reach. Mount Wutai is one of 4 sacred Buddhist mountains, 5 peaks above 3,000 meters in Shaanxi province. Cool even in summer, wrapped in mist, home to 50 working monasteries, some over 1,000 years old. Within centuries of Buddhism arriving, Wutai became the most important pilgrimage site in East Asian Buddhism. Monks walked for months to get here. The mountain was believed to be home to Manjushri, the bodhisattva of wisdom, holding a flaming sword that cuts through ignorance. This wasn't just a place to pray, it was a place to think. The monasteries were tools, environments engineered for centuries to make contemplation easier. Walking at dawn, when incense smoke rises and monks begin chanting, the sound doesn't bounce like expected. it gets absorbed. The whole landscape listens. That's why these places don't appear in travel magazines. They resist photography that converts experience into content. You can photograph it. It will look beautiful. It will capture nothing of being there. Mount Hua, the most dangerous trail. Mount Hua has been sacred for 2,000 years. The name means Flower Mountain. Deeply misleading. The 5 peaks sit on a granite massif unlike anywhere else. Cliffs don't just steep, some are vertical. Rock drops hundreds of meters in unbroken lines. Carved into one face is the plank walk. Narrow wooden boards bolted into a cliff fissure with a chain as your only handhold between you and the drop.
来，就从这往下拍，来一张照片给你拍整个全景啊！
上拍完拿的
来，
啊！
拍不到的。
来，我给你先说，华人
我今天最基本的场工转到4个字拍不到啊！
Ancient Taoist monks use this to reach a tea house. No safety harnesses, no inspections. They walked because reaching it was part of practice. Today there are harness points and thousands walk yearly, but the mountain hasn't changed. The drop is exactly as deep. The wind still hits sideways. The board still flex slightly under your weight. Mount Hua wasn't accidentally dangerous. The danger was deliberate. Taoists believed confronting death, actually standing at its edge, was the fastest way to understand something true about being alive. Nothing clears your mind like a moment where one wrong step ends everything. Fanjingshan, the mountain that broke geology. Everything so far has been beautiful or dangerous. Nothing prepares you for Fanjingshan. It sits in Guizhou province, part of a UNESCO World Heritage Reserve. This ecosystem is a relic. Ancient biodiversity that survived the last ice age intact while everything around it was wiped out. The Guizhou golden monkey, one of Earth's rarest primates, fewer than 800 left, lives almost exclusively here. But what makes Fanjingshan genuinely unlike anywhere is what happens at the summit. The mountain rises 2,570 meters. After climbing thousands of carved stone steps, the path narrows to a massive sandstone tower pushing from the ridge like a fist. That tower splits into 2 pillars separated by a narrow gap. On each pillar, a temple. Buddha on one. Maitreya, the future Buddha, on the other. Connected by a small bridge, temples, bridge, carved steps winding up the rock tower, built by hand on impossible surfaces at altitude over hundreds of years. Think about the first person who decided this was the right place. Not a valley, not a gentle hillside. The top of a rock needle at the summit of a fog-covered mountain in China's most remote province. Then think about the workers who carried stone, who slept on that mountain while work took years and decades, who built something never meant to be seen by most of the world. Clouds roll in fast. One moment blue sky and clear temples, the next gone, swallowed. Then slowly pieces emerge, a rock face, carved stairs, finally the temples appearing from white like they materialize from nothing. If you visit one place in China off the tourist circuit, let it be this. What it all means. Every mountain that matters, spiritually, culturally, historically, was made hard to reach on purpose. Taoists built trails on cliff faces. Buddhists chose the coldest, most remote peaks. Emperors ordered walls across hostile terrain. There's a philosophy underneath. The thing worth having is on the other side of the thing that frightens you. That idea is woven into the geography itself. China's landscape isn't just scenery. It's an argument made in stone and altitude and river current that discomfort and revelation are the same road. The rainbow formations of Zhangye Dangxia, glacial peaks of Siguniang, the turquoise stillness of Erhai Lake, where the Bai people built their lives for generations. All of it sits in a country the size of a continent, most unseen by anyone who doesn't speak the language or take the long road. China is not one story. It's several thousand running parallel, most still untold.